Hi, welcome to this G.I. Joe toy review. Where this week we will be looking at the Missile Specialist Bazooka. But first I would like to apologize for the context of the video, or with the video distortion somewhat. My phone's kind of acting funky. But this is Bazooka who we'll be looking at. But before we look at Bazooka, let's do our usual weekly shout outs. Back to the Media at backtothemedia.com. And they're located at 41 South Loudon Street in Winchester, Virginia. Go there and check them out. As well as Time Travelers Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street. Both stores are located at the Walking Mall, a couple stores apart. You can check them out for all kind of vintage toys and collectibles and different things like the matter. So go ahead and check them out. So let's take a look at Bazooka's file card. And it says Missile Specialist, codename Bazooka. File name Dave Katzenbogen David L. And primary military specialty is armor defeating weapon system. Secondary military specialty is tank driver. Birthplace is Hibbing, Minnesota. As great as the E5. Sergeant Bazooka was driving an Abrams tank in the 3rd Horde, 3rd Armored Division, when he came to the realization that an illiterate farmer armed with a $200 disposable rocket launcher could knock out a $1 million tank in less than 2 weeks training. He put in for a transfer immediately. Training: Advanced Infantry School, Fort Benning Armor School, Fort Knox. Qualified Expert Dragon Anti-Tank Missile, Millen Anti-Tank Missile System, Law Rocket Recoilless Rifle, Law System, and all Warsaw Pact RPG systems. He is also EOD, Explosive Ordnance Disposal, qualified up to the TAC Op category. Then the quote at the bottom of the card says, Sergeant Bazooka is a decisive, fast thinker with all the instincts of a natural survivor. And so let's take a look at his accessories. Starting off with his figure stand, upraised Cobra logo, codename Sergeant Bazooka in the front. And he does come with these four little silver missiles, which do come, inserted into his backpack right there. As you see, that's where the 4th one. All 4 of them are removable. And then he's got the backpack part with the pouch right there where my thumb's at. Plus the canteen next to it. And right here at the bottom is the holster for the rocket launcher. And this is the rocket launcher. So you see black with the silver handle, the silver strap. And he also comes with a removable helmet, which is very similar to the helmet that comes with General Hawk, but minus the goggles. And he's also, Sergeant Bazooka's got the chin strap. So let's take a look at Sergeant Bazooka. And he's got his New England Patriot style jersey on with the number 14 with the blue and white stripes on it around the collar and around the sleeves. And he also has a grayish belt on with 2 pouches, one on each side. And he's got on his green trousers. When he's laid upper thigh, he's got or mid thigh, he's got a pouch on each thigh. Down with gray boots with black straps. The articulation is similar to all modern Air Joe figures. His head can rotate to 360 all the way around. His arm can lift to about there. It can also rotate the full 360. He can bend at the elbow and rotate at the elbow, as well as rotate around at the wrist. Typical T-hook at the legs, so you spread it there. And he can lift the leg about that high. This bazooka is one of the few that's single knee jointed. And his ankle pivots and his ankle can also rotate full 360. So let's take a look at Bazooka, all geared up, ready for battle. And here's Bazooka all geared up. I wish he could have came with a sidearm, so we could have something in his hand. But he made his first cartoon appearance in the old Marvel comic run in issue number 44, as well as made his first cartoon appearance in part 1 of the 5-part miniseries, The Revenge of Cobra. And throughout the series, whenever you've seen Bazooka, he was always teamed up with his main man here, Alpine. So you'd always see those two together, in the cartoon. Whenever they appeared on the cartoon, they were always together. And but my thoughts on Bazooka was he's a great figure, top tier figure. I would rank him as a top tier figure. I loved his appearances. He was the comic relief in the cartoon, but according to his file card in the comic book, he was straight. He was straight up and serious, kind of like the role reversal for Tripwire, because Tripwire was a serious character in the cartoon, but a klutz in the file card in the comic book. Bazooka was the exact opposite. In file card and comic book, Bazooka was serious, where he was the comic relief in the cartoon. But like I said, my only downfall is he doesn't have a sidearm. But other than that, this is like a real awesome replica of Bazooka. So tune in next week as we start December. And we're starting December with a vehicle driver, Deep Six. So tune in next week to watch Deep Six. And thank y'all for watching this week. And if you haven't checked with the Napa thing yet, I don't know. I'm going to try with my channel, see how it runs at the beginning of the year. Whatever happens. But tune in next week. This has been Bazooka, so tune in next week for Deep Six. I hope y'all have a good week. And love y'all, and now y'all know, and knowing is half the battle. Take it easy and have a good week.